Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Russia-Ukraine war. What we know: on day 87 of the invasion, Russia has taken control of the Azovstal steel plant, the country's defense ministry said on Friday evening. Ukrainian soldiers had finally ended their defense of the site in Mariupol, according to the commander of Ukraine's Azov regiment, Denis Prokopenko. In a video statement, he said civilians and heavily wounded Ukrainian fighters have been evacuated from the plant. The Kremlin's spokesperson, Dmitry Peskov, said the Ukrainian combatants would be treated in line with international norms for prisoners of war, though several senior Russian politicians demanded this week they be put on trial and one called for their execution. Intense fighting has been reported around the Ukrainian city of Severodonetsk, or Luhansk, as Russian forces appear to be stepping up an offensive to encircle its Ukrainian defenders. Ukraine's president, Volodymyr Zelensky, said the eastern provinces of Luhansk and Donetsk, known collectively as the Donbas, were being turned into hell, and warned that what he called the final stage of the war would be the bloodiest. They completely ruined Rubizhne, Vnukovo, just as Mariupol, he said in a video address late on Friday, adding the Russians were trying to do the same with Severodonetsk and many other cities. 12 people were killed and another 40 wounded by Russian shelling in Severodonetsk, the regional governor said. Troops fired on a school in the eastern city, killing 3 adults, according to a Ukrainian official. More than 200 people, including children, were sheltering at the school when the attack took place this morning, said the head of the Luhansk Regional State Administration, Ce Haidai. At least 7 people, including a child, have been injured in a Russian missile attack on the town of Luzova in the Kharkiv region in eastern Ukraine, according to reports. The missile had targeted the newly renovated House of Culture in Luzova, Zelensky said in a statement on social media. Zelensky proposed a formal deal with the country's allies to secure Russian compensation for damage its forces have caused during the war. Zelensky, who says Russia is trying to destroy as much of Ukraine's infrastructure as it can, said such a deal would show nations planning aggressive acts that they would have to pay for their actions. We invite partner countries to sign a multilateral agreement and create a mechanism ensuring that everybody who suffered from Russian actions can receive compensation for all losses incurred, he said in a video address on Friday. G7 industrialized nations have pledged $19.8 billion, £15.9 billion or €18.7 billion, to bolster Ukraine's public finances as Kyiv battles Russia's invasion. Germany's finance minister, Christian Lindner, told reporters that $9.5 billion of the total was mobilized at meetings of the G7 finance ministers in Königswinter, Germany, this week. Moody's on Friday cut Ukraine's debt rating for the second time in 3 months and lowered the outlook to negative due to the growing risk the Russian invasion will affect the nation's debt sustainability. The U.S. Congress on Thursday approved a $40 billion aid package for Ukraine to help fight Russia and keep the government operating, adding to aid packages and loans from the IMF and World Bank. Zelensky said his government needs $7 billion a month to keep its economy afloat, while Moody's estimates Ukraine faces financing needs of around $50 billion this year. A Ukrainian fighter who shared a series of powerful photographs while defending the Azovstal steelworks in Mariupol appears to have been taken captive by Russian forces. Dmytro Kozetsky posted a link to a Google Drive containing images he had taken of inside the plant, writing, "Well, that's all. Thank you from the shelter. Azovstal is the place of my death and my life." Russian gas giant Gazprom's exporting arm, Gazprom Export, has confirmed it will suspend gas sales for Finnish state-owned gas wholesaler Gasum, starting from Saturday. The Gasum CEO, Mika Warjanen, described the news as regrettable, and sought to reassure customers that there would be enough gas in the coming months. Gasum said the taps would be turned off when its contract with Gazprom ended at 7 a.m., 0400 GMT. The move, which Russia has blamed on Finland's refusal to pay in rubles, comes days after Finland and Sweden submitted a joint application for NATO membership. Turkey's President, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, said he would speak to Finland tomorrow regarding its bid to join NATO and maintained his opposition to Finland and Sweden's membership bids. Erdogan told reporters he had discussed the issue with the Dutch Prime Minister, Mark Rutte, and that he would also be speaking to Britain tomorrow. A Russian tank commander who pleaded guilty earlier this week to shooting dead an unarmed Ukrainian civilian has said he will